Good morning, guys. I'm going to try and make a video, see if it will be easier for you guys to understand the pre-trip, and if you want to do it after hours or in your bed and learn it and whatever. To make it a little easier for you, so we're doing a pre-trip on a 2015 International prostar. This is for 2026 in Minnesota. So you'll get a checklist like this with everything you need. You have this checklist with you, so there's no real reason to fail a pre-trip. But it is hard, it's difficult when a guy sits next to you and you have to explain in English what it is you're looking at, and especially if you've never done it before, it can get a little much. But yeah, I'll run through it and show you what they want you to do. I don't completely agree with how they do it, and I'll explain it in the video. But yeah, so this is how you do a pre-trip 2026 in Minnesota. So they want you to enter your vehicle using 3 points of contact. That means one hand on the rail, one hand on your door, 1 foot on the step. As you get in, you should always maintain 3 points of contact. When you get in your vehicle, you need to switch your ignition on. Tell the guy you're going to look at your primary and secondary air gauges. Then you are going to perform a safe start. Truck is in neutral, foot is on clutch, and you're gonna start it. Then you are going to build up air and make sure that your air governor cuts off at 125 to 140 psi. So you're going to sit here and wait for your truck to air up. As you can see there, you're waiting for it. Then you can ask him again, ask the instructor, is it fine with you if I rev up my truck to build up air a little faster? Then he's going to say yes. Then you rev it up to 10. So 10,000 or 11,000. There's no need to rev it all the way up there. You just want it to go a little higher than what it normally idles at. That's the normal idle range right there, 6,000 RPMs. So you just rev it up to that. As you can see, I'm building my air, and then you're waiting for the air governor to cut out, not cuts out. Okay, then you'll hear a loud psh sound. That means your air governor cut out at 125 to 140 psi. As soon as that happens, you tell him, okay, my air governor cuts out at 125 to 140 psi, which means there it goes. It works. Then, importantly, you're gonna switch off your truck, switch the ignition back on again, because the only way you're gonna know if your gauges work is if your ignition is on. So make sure to turn this on. The next couple of steps is very important, because if you get this wrong once in any order, you fail. There's only one way to do it. So you're gonna tell him, I'm going to choke my wheels, but in this case, we're in a field, we don't have chocks. I'm going to step on the clutch, put the truck in gear, release my parking brake, release my emergency brake. You need to remember to release them. Make sure your truck's in gear. Otherwise, your truck's gonna roll away. Then you'll see you're supplying air to the whole brake system. You're gonna wait until the hissing stops or until your air settles. Okay, as you can hear, all my air has settled. Then you're gonna tell him, because you are busy with your air check to see if you have an air leak. You are going to say, I'm going to step on my brake and hold it for a minute. I should not lose more than 4 psi in that minute. Would you please time me, sir? And he's going to say yes. Then you're going to step on the brake. It's going to drop a little bit. And you're going to say, will you please start timing me? And he starts timing you. And you hold that brake for the whole damn minute. Or until the instructor asks you otherwise. So you hold it. It's not dropping. A minute later, this guy will ask you, did anything happen? You're going to say, no. Because it did not drop more than 4 psi in that minute. Then he's going to say, good, carry on. You're going to release the brakes. And this is why it's important that you push these in. Because you're going to test your warning systems and your emergency brake kick out. Now, you are going to feather your brakes until your warnings come on. So if you have an air leak, it has to come on between 60 and 80 psi. And as you can see there, the red starts at 60. So it's not difficult to see, okay, that's my minimum where it needs to come on to warn me. So between 60 and 80 psi, my warning system should come on. Then you're going to feather your brakes. You're going to see the air drops. And then you continue feathering till both come on. So you're going to tell him, okay, I know my warning systems work because I can see it. See the red lights? And I can hear it. So it's audible. Beep, beep, beep. So that is your truck warning you that you have an air leak somewhere, that your PSI dropped between 60 and 80 PSI. Now I'm going to continue feathering my brakes to test if my emergency brake kicks out between 20 and 40 psi. So you're going to continue feathering your brakes until it drops. You're going to continue until it kicks out. Okay, so there you can see my emergency brake kicked out, but the parking brake did not kick out. So I will notify my mechanic that the parking brake did not kick out, and then you pull it out. This is just for the sake of the pre-trip. You're gonna let your mechanic know, hey, my valve did not kick out, can we look at it? Good. Remember to pull it out if it did not kick out, and notify the instructor that is what you would look for. Now, I am going to perform another safe start. Important, take your truck out of gear. That's the purpose of a safe start, to know that it is in neutral. Step on the clutch, start it back up again. Again, this is all they want to know in Minnesota, South Dakota, for a pre-trip. You can't get anything wrong on that, because you have, the whole truck is on an air system. You need to ensure you have no air leaks when you step on the brakes. You need to ensure that if you have an air leak, your warning systems come on. You need to ensure that if your air leak is so bad that you lose all your air, something's gonna stop this truck. The valve kicks out. You can't get it wrong in that order. You have to do it like that. So, now you're gonna build up air again. And as that happens, you ask him, can I rev up my truck to build air faster? He's gonna say yes. You're just gonna idle it up a little bit, and then you're gonna carry on with your in-cab inspection, because it's gonna be awkward when the guy sits next to you. You don't know what to talk to him about, he doesn't know what to talk to you about, you're from a different country or whatever. So continue with your in-cab inspection. Best is start on one side, move around, start in the front, move back. So I'm going to start with my mirrors. My mirrors is not cracked, damaged or broken. They're clean and clear, and they're adjusted to me as driver. They have to be adjusted to me as driver, because they can't be adjusted to you as driver if I'm driving the truck. So they're adjusted to me as driver. When you talk about this mirror, you talk about that mirror. So mirrors, not cracked, damaged or broken, they're clean and clear, no illegal stickers, they're adjusted to me as driver. My windows, when I talk about this window, talk about that window, talk about that one, talk about those windows and the back one. Talk about them all at once, because it's going to take forever to mention each and every one alone or separate. My windows, they are not cracked, damaged or broken, they're all clean and clear, no illegal stickers and no obstructions. There's some people that has freaking TV mounts here with iPhones and iPads and everything. You can't have that. No obstructions. In front of my window, I have my wipers. So on this 2015 International, this is your wiper switch. My wipers are working. They're not cracked, damaged or broken. They're not bent. They make full contact with my window. If you push this in, see, it sprays your windshield. So my windshield washers work. They can clean my window when it's dirty. As you can see, it is very dirty. This little stalk here also acts as your indicators and headlights. Okay, so you are going to test your wipers, you're going to test your windshield washer fluid, windshield washers. Then, behind your window, closest to you, is your defroster. Right there. So, you are going to turn your dial all the way to defrost, all the way on. Then you are going to lean over and feel when it starts blowing air out the front. You have to do that, so you can know you are feeling if your defroster works. So it works on cold, so the AC works on hot day. I'm gonna turn it to heat to ensure my defroster works. I'm gonna hold my hand there until it gets hot. It should only take about 10-15 seconds, and I can feel it's getting hot. So the AC works and the heat works. My defroster works. So that's good. I'm going to turn it all off again, because it's going to get hot when I'm driving with them. I don't forget it. So defroster, you're coming back. Perfect world. What you're supposed to know all your gauges. But for the sake of this pre-trip and how they want it, you should only know primary air gauge, secondary air gauge. Then you have your horn. I have my city horn. Works. I have my air on. It works. So then you're going to ask him, when you're in this cab, you are the captain of this boat. You're going to tell him, hey, would you please mind getting out and have a look at my headlights? I'm going to test my lights. He's going to get out the front. You're going to switch on. So again, on this 2015 International, that's your headlight switch. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, right there. So all the way up, low beams, high beams. Pull the stock back, your high beams comes on. High beams work. Left indicator, right indicator. Four-way flashers. Then you're going to tell him to please go to your trailer, because you have a big ass trailer behind you that also has lights. So when he's back there, you're gonna flip your normal lights on. Left indicator, right indicator, four-way flashers, and it's in the back, so you need brake lights. Cool. Next, he's gonna get in the truck. You're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna test my emergency equipment. I have my seat belt, My seatbelt is not cracked, damaged or broken. There's no cuts or tears in it, and there's no frays. My seatbelt also clips in properly and it releases. So my seatbelt works. You have 3 safety equipments. Seatbelt, my fire extinguisher, which is securely mounted and properly charged. I need to know where it is in case of a fire, so you can run around. You don't have to run around or whatever. It needs to be securely mounted so it's not rolling around on the floor and underneath your feet. Then I have my 3 emergency triangles. My 3 emergency triangles is right there. I have some spare fuses right in there, so if I blow a fuse I can fix it myself or whatever. Next, 3 brake tests. You can't get it wrong. Your truck can work without your trailer can't work without your truck. So emergency brake is your trailer brakes, park brake is your truck brakes. So if you supply air to this one, you release the trailer brakes and you only test your truck brakes. You can't get it wrong, because you need to know that your truck has brakes before your trailer has brakes. So first we're going to release your truck brakes, your trailer brakes. You're going to wait for the hissing to stop, because you only as soon as that stops supplying air, your brakes are released in the back. So you wait for the hissing to stop. As soon as the hissing stops, you're going to put the truck in gear. You're going to pull away forward slowly. You'll feel the truck kind of twists a little. I don't know if you can see it. That means your truck brakes hold. So my parking brakes or my truck brakes work. I'm going to pull out my trailer brakes or emergency brakes. I'm going to release my truck brakes, put it in gear. As soon as the air settles or the hissing stops, I'm going to pull away slowly again. And it'll feel like an elastic band. I don't know if you can see, the truck goes forward and comes back a little bit because it's pulling on the trailer. So what did I test there? My trailer brakes hold, and I did a tug test on my trailer to ensure that the connection between my truck and trailer are secure. My locking jaws are securely held around my kingpin. Then you don't pull it out, you push in your trailer brakes again, because now you have to test your service brakes. So truck in gear. As soon as the hissing stops, you are going to pull away slowly up until 5 miles an hour. Step on the clutch, step on the brakes. Important, I can't do it because I'm holding a phone. Both hands on the steering wheel. When you apply the brakes, the truck stops, which means your service brakes work, and my truck did not pull from side to side, which means my brakes are evenly worn or they are adjusted properly. If your push rod and slack adjuster and all that's not adjusted on the right hand side and that side grips more, the truck's going to pull to the right. If your brakes aren't worn evenly and the left has more brake pads than the right and it's not adjusted properly, your truck's going to pull to the left. So that is all you need to know. Shaking a little bit on the in-cab. So as soon as you're done with your in-cab, you're going to put the truck back in neutral. Only apply your parking brake. Your emergency brake only kicks out when there's an air leak big enough for your air to drop. So thumb on the emergency brake, and then you just pull with your index finger and middle finger on the parking brake, just like that. Truck in neutral, shut it off. So that is your in-cab inspection. Next, you're going to take your list, because you get your list with you. You're going to go through it. Did I test my horns? Did I test my heater and defroster? Did I test my wipers and washers? Did I test my windshield and traffic monitoring devices? Traffic monitoring devices, mirrors. There I test my emergency equipment. There I test my lighting equipment. There I test my service brake. There I test my parking brake. There I check for air leaks. Yes. So take it all off, take it all off. Good. Now you can carry on and say, okay, my truck is operational. The in-cab and everything works. I'm going to do the outside. Then you get out of your truck using 3 points of contact. Again, you have your list. You have no reason to fail this. Sorry. And one step ahead. First of all, you're going to walk away from your truck. As you see the truck there, I'm going to stand in front of my truck. I'm going to ensure my truck is square. It's level. I don't see any puddles underneath my truck, no loose hanging wires. If my truck was leaning to a side, it means I might have a flat tire on that side, or my chassis is bent, or my frame is bent. They speak about the framing here. I'm going to ensure when you're inside the truck, you're going to test your lights. When you're outside the truck, you're going to test the lenses. This plastic cover in front of the light is your lens. My lenses are not cracked, damaged or broken. They're clean and clear so the light can shine through it. When I speak about that headlight, I speak about this headlight. Not cracked, damaged or broken, clean and clear. Nothing obstructing it. I have my marker lights, cab marker lights on top of the truck. They are all amber in color. I'm not missing any. When we were outside, we tested it and they worked. Inside. Then I'm going to open this up. Open the hood. On this side of the engine, I have my coolant reservoir. If it's a reservoir, it has a level. If it has hoses, it has clamps. If it's a reservoir again, it has a cap. Inside that cap, there's a rubber seal. So, my coolant reservoir is mounted properly with bolts and nuts. All bolts and nuts are accounted for. It's not loose. My reservoir itself is not cracked, damaged or broken. The fluid is on the proper operating level between minimum and maximum. The hoses coming and going from my reservoir is not cracked, damaged or broken. They're all accounted for. There's no leaks. All clamps are accounted for. My electrical connections going to my reservoir. There's no open wires. The connection is secure. All the hoses are there. I have my washer fluid reservoir. I have some windshield washer fluid in there. It's not important because, it's just washer fluid, but you need washer fluid to clean your window. Then you're going to do an overall inspection. I don't see any loose or open wires or broken hoses. I don't see any obvious leaks. So everything on this side seems fine. You're going to walk around the truck. On the driver's side of the truck, there is 3 levels, 3 fluid levels you need to check. Coolant, power steering, oil. So, I don't know what it is, so it says power steering fluid. Power steering reservoir mounted properly, no missing bolts or nuts. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. The fluid is on the operating level, proper operating level. Hoses coming and going to my reservoir. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. There's no bulges or cuts. It's not leaking. All clamps are accounted for. I have my power steering gearbox. My power steering gearbox is not cracked, damaged or broken. No missing any bolts or nuts. It's metal, so there's no illegal welds on it. And it's not leaking. This is my engine oil filler cap. Inside my engine oil filler cap, there's a rubber seal. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. That would indicate it has a leak. If it was, if I would I would check my oil here, pull it out, clean it off, put it back in again, pull it out again, check my oil. If my oil was low, I would fill it up right here. Here I have my steering rod. My steering rod's not cracked, damaged or broken. It's not bent and it doesn't have more than 10 degrees of play. It's mounted securely. Universals are all properly greased. not missing any bolts or nuts. Coming down, I have my pitman arm and my drag link. My pitman arm and drag link, they're both metal, so it's not cracked, damaged or broken, no illegal welds, both secured with castle nuts or crown nuts with a cotter pin holding it in place. Cotter pin or a split pin holding it in place. Behind that, I have my leaf springs. They're not cracked, damaged or broken, they're not scissoring. They're all, it's metal, it's not cracked, damaged or broken, no illegal welds. All secured with U-bolts. U-bolts are not missing, they're not cracked, damaged or broken. I'm not missing any U-bolts. Behind that I have my shock. My shock's not leaking any fluid, not cracked, damaged or broken. It's securely mounted, not missing any bolts or nuts. Coming in, I have my air lines or brake lines. Brake lines, not cracked, damaged or broken. It's not leaking any air. They're securely mounted, no cuts, no damages, no bubbles. Coming in, I have my brake pads, I have a drum, I have an inside rim, inside tire wall. Okay, so starting with this, my brake pads are no less than a 1/4 inch of pads on my brake shoes. There's no brake contaminants on it. My drum's not cracked, damaged or broken, it's not warped. There's no illegal welds on it. Inside rim, not cracked, damaged or broken, no illegal welds. Inside tire and outside tires, not cracked, damaged or broken, no bulges, no cuts. My steer tires, the thread on my steer tires should not be less than 4/32 of an inch. It's properly inflated between 90 and 110 psi. My outside rim, it's not cracked, damaged or broken, no illegal welds. My lug nuts, I'm not missing any lug nuts. There's no signs of any loose lug nuts. What would indicate a loose lug nut? Any rust or clean metal shavings. I have my hubcap. Hubcap is filled to the proper level. It's not leaking any oil. That's all you need to know up front. Again, you have your list. Let me just get this list open. See, so you're gonna check external lights, lenses, fluid levels, fluid and air leaks, steering system, tires, rims, lug nuts, spring mounts, airbags and shocks. So you don't have airbags up here, but you have airbags back there. So remember to say your airbags back there. Brake contaminants. They want to know if you know that there's no oil on this. So if you have an axle seal or a hub seal leaking, it will be on the inside, which means oil will be on your drums. So from there, going to come up to my mirrors, my traffic monitoring devices. Inside, you would ensure the lenses are clean and adjusted to you as driver. Outside, you would make sure that it's mounted securely. No missing bolts or nuts. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. It's all good. You have a cab marker light or an indicator. It's amber in color. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. It is the right color. Battery box. My battery box is securely mounted. Underneath my battery box, I have 3 batteries. Some trucks have 4, some trucks have 2. So just know your truck. I have 3 batteries. It's not bulging. It's not leaking any acid or fluid. There's no open wires. No corrosion on the terminals, and the terminals are securely mounted or tightened. You want to make sure your terminals are not loose, because it can spark. And you want to make sure there's nothing on top of your batteries. We found a mouse nest on one of our trucks, and if the terminals will loose, that stuff's dry, so it will spark and big fire. Okay, batteries are securely mounted, no bulges. All batteries are accounted for, no corrosion, and all the terminals are properly secured. Then you have a def tank. My def tank securely mounted. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. It's not leaking any def. I'll look underneath my truck to see if there's any puddles. My def cap is securely secured. I have a rubber cap inside my def cap. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. Otherwise I would have lost some def coming out of the def cap. All the hoses and connections are secure on it. All the clamps are secured and accounted for. All the hoses coming and going from my def tank, they're all accounted for, and they're not cracked, damaged or broken, not leaking any def. diesel tank. I have a diesel tank here and a diesel tank on that side. So when I talk about this one, I'm going to talk about that one too. And you should check on both of them. My DEF tank, diesel tank, not cracked, damaged or broken. I will look underneath my diesel tank to ensure there's no leaks, no puddles. It's securely mounted with straps with a rubber lining because it can't be metal on metal, otherwise it would rub through. Not cracked, damaged or broken, no illegal welds. I have my DEF cap here, diesel cap here. There's a rubber seal inside of it. It's not cracked, damaged or broken, and it is accounted for. Then I have my electrical connection to my truck. It's connected properly. The hose or the electrical cord itself is not cracked, damaged or broken. There's no illegal wires. Usually I would pull this out and ensure, well, for the sake of the pretrip, I would ensure there's no corrosion on my copper terminals. There's no obstructions and it is properly connected. I have my airlines, my service airline and emergency airline. So they're both properly connected with my glad hands. My glad hands has a rubber seal in it. It's not cracked, damaged or broken. It's accounted for. It's not leaking any air. The slack between my truck and trailer on the hoses and electrical lines are enough so my truck can make a turn. And it won't be tight when I turn it and it won't damage anything back here. My frame's not cracked, damaged or broken. No illegal welds, no illegal holes. Remember, up there we don't have airbags. The back here we have airbags. I'll crawl in on the back here just to show it better. So, airbags. Not cracked, damaged or broken. No bulges, no tears, no rips in it. It's not leaking any air. While I'm back here, I'm going to look at my fifth wheel. The bottom of your trailer is called your apron. The top of the fifth wheel is called your skid plate. So, there's no gap, no air gap between my apron and my skid plate. My fifth wheel is a sliding fifth wheel. It's locked in place with safety pins. Show you here. The safety pins or locking pins. You can see there's no gap. My trailer is held on to my fifth wheel, securely held in place with my locking jaws around the shank of my kingpin, not around the head. So, fifth wheel is locked in place with safety pins. Trailer is held on to the fifth wheel with a kingpin with locking jaws. There's no gap between it, and my fifth wheel is properly greased. My drawbar is in the transport position, or operating position, so it's not loose. Then, whatever you're going to check on that wheel, you're going to check on these wheels in real life. For the pre-trip, they're not going to worry about it. Again, on your paper, it will ask you air and electric connectors, fifth wheel, skid plate or pintle hook. We don't have a pintle hook or a tow hitch. Kingpin, apron, gap. Locking and safety devices. So locking jaws and safety pins. You have to say it. Then on your trailer, you have a very long trailer. So in this paper it says I have my DOT approved reflective tape covering more than 50% of the side of my trailer. I have all my marker lights. They're all accounted for. They're all amber in color. Back here I have my landing gear. The gap between the landing gear and the floor and the clearance between the landing gear and the floor and the landing gear and the back of my truck. It's all the proper clearance, so I can make a turn and I can go over bumps and that won't get caught. My crank is locked in place, held in place with a safety pin. My landing gear is in the upright transport position, held in place with a safety pin. My landing gear is not cracked, damaged or broken. There's no illegal welds, not missing any bolts or nuts. Then we go to the back of the trailer. Again, you can see DOT approved reflective tape. Back here you have red lights. You don't need to tell them it's red lights. You just need to know red lights indicate the back of your trailer. Here you have an ABS light. You can't really miss it. ABS light. The lens is white, but the LED is amber or orange. If something goes wrong on your trailer and ABS sensor is freaking out or whatever, this light will stay on the back of your trailer. All my lenses are accounted for. When we test my lights earlier, they're all working. My lenses are not cracked, damaged or broken. I'm not missing any. On the back of my trailer, I have DOT approved reflective tape. It's covering more than 100% of the rear of my vehicle. I have DOT approved reflective tape up there to show the size of the trailer I'm pulling. And I have my number plate. Everything is in a working condition. After I've done my pre-trip with it like this, I'm completely happy and satisfied that my truck is operational and we can carry on with the pre-trip. So again, everything is in this paper. Everything I just said is in this paper. You cannot not pass it because you get this paper and you walk around with this paper and you can tick off everything as you go through it. And that is all you need to know on a pre-trip with a semi. If you have any complaints, concerns and comments, please feel free to leave a comment. Yeah, I hope this helps a little, and stay safe out there.